Hi guys, this is Miss Vishah Hussain, and I've had an experience of more than 5 years of teaching ACCA now, and I myself am an ACCA qualified professional. So today we are starting off with the F5 demo. Paper pattern consists of three sections: Section A, Section B, Section C. 15 MCQs, 2 marks each will come in section A, 30 marks um, total. In section B, 10 MCQs will come for 3 marks, that is going to make another 30 marks in total. Then section C is going to comprise of two long questions, 20 marks each, so that makes it 40 marks. In total, the whole paper is going to be of 100 marks. The course structure comprises of 5 sections. Section A relates to the modern techniques, which includes activity-based costing, target costing, life cycle costing, throughput accounting, environmental accounting. Then in section B, we have decision making, linear programming, CVP analysis, price, risk and uncertainty, and then decision making chapter. Section C comprises of budgeting theory, like the theory of budgeting only, flex budgets, learning curve theory, and section D relates to variances, section E relates to performance measurement. We are going to go through each and everything in great detail. We are going to practice a lot of past paper questions. We are going to practice on Excel because now all the papers from F5 to F9 are in a CB format. So we are going to practice a lot on Excel. Now let's take a look at the first topic that we are going to do. Activity-based costing is the first topic. I do not follow the format that the book follows because I believe first students should be able to um, get thorough with the calculations. Once they get thorough with the calculations, after that we can do the theory as well. Okay. So activity-based costing is basically a modern technique that deals with the overheads. Previously, if you remember in your F2 studies, your overheads were dealt by absorption costing. Now in F5, we are going to do absorption costing as well as ABC. But absorption costing is assumed um, that you already know all of it. But still, I am going to explain everything. We are going to practice absorption costing as well as ABC. But our greater focus would be on the ABC. Okay. Now, we have agreed on this thing that ABC and absorption costing both were used for the same thing, that is to deal with overheads. However, ABC is a modern technique and absorption costing was an old technique. So why did we switch from absorption costing to ABC? Now the reason is that if you remember in absorption costing, there were 4 steps: allocation, then apportionment, then reapportionment, and then absorption. We do not have any issue with the first 3 steps, but we have issue with the fourth step. What is the issue? If you remember, while calculating the overhead absorption rate, we used to put the formula total overheads divided by level of activity, where we either used to take machine hours or labor hours or prime cost, but commonly it was machine hours or labor hours. That too, total of machine hours and labor hours. Now, we believe that absorption costing leads to an unfair allocation of overheads. Why does it lead to an unfair allocation of overheads? Let's look at this example. The example says that we have marketing overheads of $1,000, And then we have two products, A and B. Machine hours for A are 150 and machine hours for B are 100. Absorption costing says how about we add the two products machine hours and then divide it by the total overheads, which means 1000 divided by 250. So $4 per machine hour is the overhead absorption rate that we are getting. Then multiply that by the machine hours of product A and product B and allocate the overheads. However, what if marketing overheads is a cost that is coming from labor hours more than machine hours? Similarly, what if there were a range of overheads overhead? For example, we were incurring overheads from marketing department, from finance department, from production department, from purchasing department. Okay. Now we can say that okay, purchasing department and production department might be more related to machine hours. There might be a lot of usage of machine in purchasing department and in production department. We agree with that. But in finance department and in marketing department, there is more of labor that is working. And thus, the overheads that are being incurred should be the reason of those employees working in that department. Therefore, we should apply the marketing and the finance department overheads on labor hours, and we should apply the production and the purchasing department overheads on the machine hours. Does it seem fair? Now, because you cannot say that the entire factory is running only on machine hours. Neither can you say that the entire factory is running on complete labor hours. It's a mix and match, right? But absorption costing does not assume that it's a mix and match. Absorption costing says that it's either going to be machine hours, or it's either going to be labor hours, or it's either going to be prime cost. So it's making a very unrealistic assumption that the whole factory is running because of machine or because of labor, okay, which shows that the overheads are going to be allocated in a very unfair way. Now, steps for ABC. How does ABC differ from absorption costing? ABC says that we should not total the overheads. We should make cost pools. What do I mean by that? Previously, I told you that absorption costing computes total overhead. So if the overheads are being incurred in purchasing, production, marketing, and finance, so it is going to add all those overheads. Okay. But ABC says that your production department incurred an overhead, your purchasing department incurred an overhead. So you consider them separately. You consider these a cost pool. Cost pool is the area in which the cost has occurred. Okay. So if in finance department your cost had occurred, the overheads had occurred. So finance department would be a separate cost pool, marketing department will be a separate cost pool, production department will be a separate cost pool, and purchasing department is going to be a separate cost pool. Okay. Now for each cost pool, you need to allot a suitable cost driver. What is a cost driver? Something that drives the cost, something that makes the cost incur. Okay, that could be labor hours, could be machine hours. Let's keep it till labor hours and machine hours. There are different cost drivers, but we are going to take a look at it later on. Right now, let's keep it to the very basic examples, that is machine hours and labor hours. So, like I told you in the previous example, that how about we consider marketing and finance department to be operated by labor more than machine. So we are going to consider the cost driver for each of them as labor hours. And then purchasing and production, how about we consider them as um, more involved with machine. So we are going to consider their cost drivers as machine hours. Okay. So now we have allotted cost pools, we have allotted cost drivers. We need to move to step three, that is, we need to find rate for each pool. So finance department's overhead is going to be divided by the finance department labor hours. Okay. Similarly, marketing department overheads is going to be divided by labor hours. Um, Purchasing department is going to be divided, the overheads are going to be divided by machine hours. The production department are going to be divided by machine hours. The amount of machine hours, the amount of labor hours are going to be in total. However, the overheads are going to be separate. For each pool, you're going to divide it by total machine hours or total labor hours. Okay. So you'll get four rates for each, like for the whole company, you're going to get four rates. One for marketing department, then finance department, then production, and then purchasing. Once you get that, you're going to charge each pool to the product separately. The way we were doing in absorption costing, that we're applying the machine hours to the um, the overhead absorption rate to the machine hours of each product. Same is going to be the case in step 4 for ABC. The only difference is that our overheads um, will now come in four different, sections. They are going to be because they are written separately. So we are going to um, divide the overheads into four subsections basically. Just showing you an example. We are going to do this example when we start off the class. Okay. In absorption costing, overheads are going to be written in just one line. Okay. However, in ABC, if you see, these are the four overheads. Okay. I'm not going into the details, but just telling you these four different overheads are coming because we did not total the overheads. All right. So we shall stop over here and take care. Bye bye.